I am Professor Vinster, and welcome to Jurplastic World.
Mrs. Vinster here from Jurplastic World. Thanks for joining me. I've finished the polar bear. Now, if you go back in previous videos, you'll see the video where I primed them. And, well, of course, Professor Vinster originally fixed this up. There were a couple holes in the PLA where it, don't know why, but there were a couple holes, and he patched them up. And you can also look at that video. And then we got the painting of the polar bear. Okay, so we're going to go through the colors that I used. I used turquoise for the ice, coffee latte color for the base coat of the bear. So at one point he was the color of coffee latte. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then of course whites, but I used a variety of whites. I used, well, these are different brands, but I'll just tell you the colors. Titanium white, marshmallow white, and I used a white gloss, and I used a white pearly metallic. And of course black for the sea lion, and gray, and yes, red was an option, but no, they're friends. They're friends in this scenario. Okay, and then once I got that done, I did snowflakes. Now I used Art Deco Snow Tech, and open her up, and if you look inside, it's dry as can be. Yeah, it dried out on me. So added some water and did a mixture and tried to reconstitute it. So let's just open it up, and so yeah, it's kind of a soupy. Yeah, maybe if I use more product in it, I might get to a good consistency, but don't have the time for that. So Mod Podge to the rescue. So just a good brush, and I didn't use a regular paintbrush. It's just a plastic nylon. It's cheap brush for anything I glue. And then make sure I always clean up the brush right away, because as you can see, this one didn't quite get cleaned up when it should have. So, but I'm sure if I put it in some warm water, I'll be able to get it back to good again. So now on to what was my next thought. What I was going to tell you about it. Okay, so yes, started with the coffee latte color, which is oh, here. I'll just reach over here and just pull back. If you remember Brown Bear, his nose is the color that the polar bear was at one time, fully that color. And of course, that's not their color, so that's that. So put him back safe. Okay. There. Okay, good. Okay. And then it's just a matter of layering, pardon me, layering and texture, or layering and painting and mixing in the different colors. And oh, I also used a cream color more around his head and that. And I used a compilation of several different pictures that I came across of polar bears to sort of get a unique polar bear. And then the seal, I'm going to tilt him up like this so you can see him. Then you can see his eyes really good there. So we go in there. There we go. And that's the seal on there, and then the polar bear, and that. And then we're going to get a close-up of the polar bear. Yeah, so I'm very pleased how this turned out. When we get down to the ice, if you've ever seen in nature, that happens in nature, the ice can be so beautiful, like beautiful turquoise. And I had originally wrote down on my color list a darker turquoise, but it no, it didn't. No, so I just did a variety of lightening it with a little blend. And this is like I'm getting a sound in my ear there. Okay, so dark and black, and then this and that, and then because it's PLA, you can actually scratch it. So I did take an X-Acto knife and scratch in a bit of places to just give it that. But on this side, if you can see, there's the white of the thing where I used the tip of a very thin-tipped X-Acto knife, and I just kind of dipped it in the paint, and this went down the side of it, like oh, right down in there. Sorry about that. I took him out of frame. Okie doke. So there we go. My idea of polar bear and a sea lion being friends. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.